and welcome to another Monday morning art talk. You are receiving this email and I am in Scotland, but I'm not really in Scotland. I'm really here right now, but I'm in Scotland. And this is a video that was pre-recorded. I'm doing a workshop out there, so I'm probably drinking beer in a pub somewhere by the time you're watching this. Right on. So today what I wanted to talk about was that thing that stops us from even accomplishing things that we want to do because it just seems overwhelming. How do we get stuff done is the big question. Well, there is a secret to getting things done. And that secret was written by a very famous man by the name of Mark Twain. And I'm going to read you his quote. Okay? He says, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks and then starting on the first one." And that's as clear as day. That's about as simple as you get it. And that, in all honesty, is the true secret just to getting things done. You just have to get it started. We look at these big projects we have and it's like, whoa, this is huge. Oh my God, where do I begin? And if you create that schedule for yourself and just break it down, you don't have to do everything in one day. You just don't. You can start with the little pieces. When I was doing my very first book, The Art of Silver, must have been about, 10 years ago, 12 years ago now. That was to me, oh my God, this daunting task. I wanted to self-publish my own book. I went to different publishers and they rejected me. They wanted me to do other things that I didn't want to do in the book. They didn't know who I was, what I did. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to take the bull by the horns and I'm going to do this myself. Okay, where do I begin? So where do I begin is first, you got to know what you want. First and foremost, what is it that you even desire? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do? So once you've determined that, well, now that I've decided where I want to be, what I want to do, now it's time to get started. Okay, getting started. Woo, the big picture. There's a lot of stuff that I'm thinking, oh my God, what if, right? You get into that what if phase of going down that road of what might occur. Most of the stuff never will occur. And you start thinking about that and it starts to preoccupy your mind, so then you keep pulling yourself back. And that's where procrastination comes in. You keep, you keep going back and you keep pulling yourself back. So the trick is to just get it started slowly. So once I decided I'm going to publish my own book, well, then I started to research. I started to buy books on self-publishing. I started just to move in my mind into that frame. Once I realized all those little tasks that needed to be done, I wrote them all down. Very important. Write down your tasks. Okay, that list can start to be a laundry list, and what's going to happen is that list is going to grow. That list where you might have this little amount right here, it's got 5 things that you know of at this moment. But once you start really researching it, that list starts to grow and grow and grow, right? So now what you have to do is start checking off one by one, because you can only do one thing at a time. You have to concentrate. Just like you cannot say your name and count to 5 at the exact same time. It's impossible. You're going to do one or you're going to do the other. So once I started going through my list of tasks that I had to do, the next step for me was to create the content. I have all this content that I needed to put in the book. What I ended up doing was committing that I am going to scan at least 3 pages a day. So that was my commitment. I was starting small. My book was 200 something pages. Started small. It was just, if I can just start scanning those and make that commitment, even though I was working full time, I'm still going to put that on my schedule. I'm going to do my 3 pages a day. And that's what I did. And I started scanning it and started composing it. And once I had all the scans, the next task was now to organize the book. So now is if I could do 1 page a day. Some days I started, my intention was at least to get 1 page, but some days I did 3 pages. And that's how you do it. Same thing I'm going through right now. I'm working on the biggest book of my life right now. It's a how-to book that's going to be published by Design Studio Press. And I couldn't be more excited about doing this book. And I've been working on it for about 2.5 years, really. And I have all this content. And yes, you go, whoa. But that's the old self will go, whoa. The new self is like, I know what needs to be done. I need to get all my content, start working on it. So at first I started to commit that, say, once a week. That week was either on a Wednesday or it was on a Friday. That was my day for working on my book. So that became a smaller task. Then it became, I'm going to work on it just, again, 1 page a day. If I can squeeze in there 1 page a day and do it effectively and not rush it, because that was the whole idea too. I don't just want to rush this and get it through. That's not my intent. My intent is to create the world's greatest character design book ever created. That's my desire. That's my goal. That's what I'm creating. And through that process, taking those small tasks and eventually getting it done. And that's how you get things done. It becomes as simple as that. So don't look at these projects that you want to do, this comic book that you want to create, this website you want to build, this t-shirt company you want to make, you name it, whatever it is you want to do. Don't make it out to be such a big thing, because it can be a big thing if that's how you think about it, as this giant beast where how can I attack it? One rock at a time, right? Eventually you start chipping away. I want to break down that wall. How do you do it? I want to cut down a tree. Chop once, chop twice, chop 3 times, all right? You got to do small little chunks on everything. So if that's what you have to do with everything else, when you first started to walk, how did you start to walk? And every single one of you have the exact same story. 1 step at a time, and you fell down and you got back up and you started walking again and you got back up, and eventually you went 3 steps, eventually you went 4 steps. So the exact same theory. So start that, and I'll just read it again if I can just pull it up here real quick. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks, and then starting on the first one. You've heard the saying, get the ball rolling. You get the ball rolling and see what happens, all right? And enjoy the process, enjoy the ride. Make sure it's something you want to do. Don't do it because you're being pressured to do it. If you're being pressured to do it, there's no fun in that, and you're not going to do the best job you can do anyway. Maybe you are pressured at your job or some other tasks, and now just make sure that you're going to work on your own tasks, just 1 step at a time, 1 hour a day, 30 minutes a day. You know, I've heard the excuse, I'm so tired, I'm working all the time. By the time I get home, I'm exhausted. How can I keep working? How can I do these things? Well, 1 step at a time. Just don't feel that you need to draw for an hour. Don't feel that you need to fill up, 5 pages of sketchbook. Even if you were to draw 2 hands in that time, in that moment, and you spent 10 minutes, at least that's 10 minutes. That's something. It's a small tasks, but eventually you'll get better in your own skill, and that's what you have to do. There's no more excuses. There's no time for excuses. You make excuses, nothing happens, plain and simple. You can make excuses all day long. Why me, why me, why me? Nothing happens, nothing happens. It doesn't matter. Just get it started. Do something, small tasks. That booth that you want at the convention, that you want to create a booth, you got a year from now maybe to start setting up and start thinking about, 1 step at a time. Get that product made. Start putting your business into action. Get your business license, get your tax license, set up your own account, and keep moving forward in that way. And make sure whatever you're doing, if you really want to build up your own fortune, okay, and you want to start that, how do you do it? one step at a time, small pieces. The best thing to do is every single paycheck that you get, every single thing that you get, you put aside 10%. 10% of every single bit of earnings that you ever make. I've been doing that since I was 18 years old. When I was even in high school, I was doing that when I was working. I don't know why, I just did it, but what maybe my parents instilled it. Hey, save your money for a rainy day. Whatever I did, I put away 10%. Every time there was a concert to go to, I always had money. Anytime I needed something, I always had money. My friends were always broke. They always never had money. 10%, 10%, $10 of every $100 you make. But I don't know, shove it under your pillow, under your bed mattress. Open up a separate account. Just do that, and you'll eventually start to see that your money will start to grow itself, because what you need to do before anything else is pay yourself before you pay anyone else. Think about that. Pay yourself before you pay anyone else. Someone else is paying you for a service you've done for them. I'm going to take that money. Thank you very much. I'm going to take 10% of that money. I'm going to put it aside, and that's going to be my fund that I'm going to use to have fun and enjoy life. And that's the purpose of this life, is to enjoy it. All right? Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you next week, and I'll drink a beer from you in Scotland. Hello, this is Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertunes.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey. All right, so you can go to silvertunes.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing, and with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks.
Whoa! Hey! Go back. Go back.
Go back.
Great. Go back. Go back. Ha ha ha.